Hey, what's up, guys? It's Apollo Uchiha here, back with a new short movie. The name of the short movie is What If Naruto Had Two Bodies? And yeah, guys, it is an unscripted movie as well. Now, before continuing this, shout out is due whether it is due. Shout out to my boy Anime Boy 666 because it is his story and idea. So yeah, I will be trying to go according to as his description as much as possible. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And aside from that, if you're new to this channel or haven't done yet, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Yeah, minor note, I apologize that I'm not making a lot of your ideas as well as making a lot of short movies. It's just that something is going to be up on my channel soon, and when it is, you'll see why. And yeah, hopefully you like it. It's my second channel, by the way. I'll, link it down below. Aside from that, roll the intro. Our story begins in Konoha Gakure no Sato, 12 years after the QB attack. As we go towards Konoha in nighttime, it was October 10th, the 12th year celebration, an anniversary of QB's defeat, as the whole village was celebrating. But we go away from the celebration into the entrance of an alleyway, as it was quite dark and nobody could see what was going on the other end. As we see some of the people leaving the said alleyway, covered in red stains, their hands, their clothes, and some of them also had some tools in their hands which were quite sharp and dangerous that were also covered in red. And amongst them, some of them were Ganins as well as Chunins, who wore Konoha's headband on their forehead. As we go now inside that alleyway to see that there laid a kid in ripped clothes in his own pool of blood. And that kid was none other than Naruto Uzumaki, the Jinchuriki of Kyuubi no Yoko and Konoha Gakure no Sato. As this whole now scenario was being displayed above in the upper realm on a pond, as we see three beautiful ladies sitting in a garden. As this garden was none other than the chamber in which Kami, Yami, and Shinigami had meetings with. As the three goddesses were watching this whole scenario, and they were pissed. Because these people, they have sent the same person which they labeled as Child of Prophecy to save them. And this is how they repaid them, by mistreating the same person who was bound to save them, and building hatred in his heart for something that he did not do at all. As Shinigami then said, "For how long are you going to say that they are just innocent and they don't know any better, Kami? It is right in front of you that they do not respect our decision and have mistreated the person we sent for them, an innocent child at that, who in the nights have cried, begging for someone to hold him. You let him be left alone for the happiness of other, Kami, for quite a long time. 12 years is a long, long time for a kid who, since the day he was born into this world, has seen nothing more than hatred." As Kami then sighed, "I guess you are right." "Then what are you going to do, sisters?" said Yami. "I told you that this whole saving them won't do anything because they are corrupted beyond belief. With chakra or without chakra, no matter what you do, they are corrupted to the core. There are those who just want to gain power and control over the others." As both of them looked down, "I guess this is our mistake, huh, Shinigami?" "It is, Kami. So what are we going to do?" "I propose a plan," said Yami. "No, not your tool plan. We're not going to do that. That is way dangerous. What if he turns?" "That is what happened to Greek Pantheon, which caused Kratos to destroy them all. Do you want the same thing to happen to us?" "No, and that was quite a long time ago. You know that we do not discuss about him or his Pantheon anymore. He was a disgrace to us." "Yes, and that is why I want you to not think like him. Help him out. Maybe he will be grateful to you and listen to you." "You know what? That might be correct, Kami," said Shinigami. "Alright, I'm trusting you on this one." "Great, I'll bring that tool over here." As we then see that a body that was wrapped around in bandages, which was quite tall, was brought there, as it was then thrown down to the pond. As we go now down, as the three goddesses witness what was about to happen, Naruto began to stir awake, as his vision was clear now. A little bit blurry though, but he woke up. "Huh? Where am I?" His voice was deep, and it did not seem like his voice. "Huh? Is someone here?" He said that again, and he was quite shocked that it was his voice. Is this my voice? As he then got up and saw that there was a pond in front of him, as he dashed towards there. As with just 2 steps he was there. Whoa! What the hell? As he could not control himself as he fell down on the pond. As when he rose up, he saw that his face was different. He had black eyes now and black hair, and he was tall, almost like an adult. And whoa, I have muscles now. Wow, what is going on here? As suddenly something happened. As a passing by squirrel threw her nut, which she carried in her mouth, on Naruto, as Naruto was knocked out. As when he woke up, he was inside his body again, as he gasped. He was inside a hospital room, and he was bandaged up. Oh, that hurts! As his vision cleared, as he saw one person in front of him. It was his Gigi. It was Sarutobi, the third Hokage of the said village. Gigi? Is that you? Naruto, my boy. You're hurt. Lay down. I see. What happened? My boy, that is something that you need to tell me. What happened? My uncle found you in the alleyway, all this bruised up and beaten. Oh, Gigi. What can I tell you? It's those people. I should have known, Naruto. What happened this time? They just came in my house and broke in and dragged me out into the alleyway. There were some of those with the headband amongst them. You mean some of my shinobi were amongst them? I don't know, Gigi, but they were. And they hurted me a lot. My whole body hurts. It will go away, Naruto. As Hiruzen looked towards the doctor who was there, as the doctor injected him with something, as Naruto's eyes began to feel heavy. My eyes are feeling heavy, Gigi. Rest now, my child. You need that. Because I have to take care of some things. As Naruto's eyes closed here, his other body's eyes opened. As when he opened his eyes, he said, Is this the same dream again? Where am I? As he looked down to see that he was at the edge of a waterfall. Whoa! As he fell down, as he screamed, Ah! I'm not gonna die again! As something interesting happened. He did not make any contact with the ground whatsoever, as he was just floating now there. Huh? What is this? I can fly? Wow! Since Naruto was a 12-year-old in a 21-year-old's body, he was still a kid and was quite happy with this. As finally, after swimming in the air and making an embarrassment out of himself, he was finally able to get a hang of it and was able to land himself, which ended up in him being face first now. Ow! Gotta practice on my, touchdown. As he was quite surprised where he was. His clothes were wet, that was for sure. Okay, so I guess I have a second life now. What is going on? I genuinely don't know. As Naruto did not know what was going on, but for some reason he was able to wake up in this body whenever he was sleeping. Wait, what about my main body then? I have to go check. He finally realized that if he was in this body, that doesn't mean that he should be happy about this at all. He has to go back to his main one, and this might be a body of someone dead. So he decided to fly again, and after trying again and again and falling down face first from trees and higher grounds, but without any damage, he was able to lift off and fly, although with slow speed. And he from there was able to oversee the whole grounds and saw many shinobis moving. Oh my god, this is amazing. Wow, never knew it was such a beautiful sight from above. As after searching thoroughly, he was able to track down Konoha as he saw the huge Hokage monument as he landed there. Okay, so I am here, but unknown to him, it has alerted the whole Anbus and Shinobi, as even Hiruzen himself within seconds surrounded him, as many kunais were thrown at him, but he just stood there, huh? Hey, that tickles! As he looked towards the man who was in front of him with a frown. Who are you, and what are you doing in our village, and where did you come from? Oh, hey Gigi, it's me, Naruto! As Hiruzen was quite shocked. It was only a name that Naruto called him, and yet this man was calling him that. I do not know you, and why do you say that you are Naruto? Oh, come on, Gigi. Don't be like that. I don't know how I was able to wake up in this body. What do you mean? Naruto is resting in his room, and you are certainly not him. Well, I was bandaged up, remember? And I don't know why, but I suddenly fell asleep. I woke up in this, quite far from here. And I wanted to check on my body to see that if I didn't die or not. Something must be off. As he looked towards Ibiki, Morino, and Anko Mitarashi, both of the detectives who were able to read the human language and body language as well, as they nodded that he was saying the truth, which caused him to even more shocked than to them all. As Kakashi landed in front of him, do you know who I am? You're Inu-Nisan. I know you. You were the one who brought me Gama-chan as well as clothes when it was cold night and I was staying near the dumpsters. Naruto? How is this possible? Is this true, Kakashi? Yes, it is true, Hokage-sama. I brought him home. Yeah, the stew was quite nice that day. You really are, Naruto. What happened? As Hiruzen then said, wait, Naruto, come with us now. We're not going to talk here. As now it was confirmed that this really was Naruto, even though they had some suspicions, and Inoichi was brought in by Hiruzen himself to confirm that if it really was Naruto or not. As now we see that Inoichi was there, so you want me to go inside his mindscape. What are you, or who are you? I'm Naruto. Okay, I guess we have a sociopath on our hands. I'll go inside his mindscape, Hokage-sama. As Inoichi when arrived there, he witnessed the whole scenario of what was going on, and he even saw the shinobis. The same one when Naruto was asleep, he went through his mind to see. As when he came out, he looked at Hiruzen. I don't know how to say this, but he really is Naruto. But how did this happen? Can I check on my body now? I'm scared if I died or not. As now even Hiruzen, after confirming that it really was Naruto, was scared as well. Because if this really was happening, then Naruto, who was a 12-year-old, has ended up in 21-year-old body, which was not good at all. So, Hiruzen and Naruto in his older body, alongside with many of the shinobis, arrived at his room to see that he was just resting there, and the machines showed that he had pulse, as Hiruzen went himself to check on his pulse, which were there still. I can't believe this. Your body is alive, Naruto, and you're asleep. Try to wake him up, said Itachi Uchiha, who was also there. Weasel? Yes, Hokage-sama, try to wake him up and see what happens. It will identify if this man is telling the truth or not, even after all this proof. Okay. As Naruto got confused, but when they woke him up with an injection, the human body that was standing in front of them fell down, like it was sleeping, and Naruto woke up. Ow, this hurts a lot. Easy. Am I back now? As Naruto witnessed the body that he was in, fallen right at his feet, nearby. As all of them were looking at him with shock. How is this possible? Hokage-sama, this has not been proven in science or in shinobi history. Even the Uzumakis were not that advanced to make a body for themselves. We don't know. How is this possible? But it seems that it is gift from Akami to Naruto. That is all I can come up with. You mean the higher influence is involved in this? What can you make? Even if we live in a world where humans can use different elements, which you can say is quite supernatural, this in itself is a phenomenon that we as shinobis cannot label as anything like a jutsu or anything of sort. Soul transfer in itself, it's impossible, even with the help of seals and all. That is something that I agree with. But we have to confirm, and you know that we need his help. Are you crazy, Inoichi? Do you know what you're talking about? You are demanding that I bring a criminal here. But he's the only one who was after all of this. And what if he tries to steal it for himself? He can't. This body, as Hiruzen brought out a kunai and stabbed it with that said kunai, only for it to be break and bounce off, is indestructible. He cannot penetrate it, no matter what or how he do it. I see. But still, I'm totally against him to be brought here. But Hokage-sama, that is the only thing that we can do now, if we want to find out what is wrong with Naruto. Alright, but only if someone is there, alongside me, and I have to call some people. As Jiraiya was called in, as Jiraiya has arrived now. After 1 month, as Naruto was recovering, as he was now in less bandages, as Jiraiya was watching Naruto in his older body, sitting inside Hokage office as his main body rested now. Who is this? This is Jiraiya, my student. I still can't believe it, even if you told me in letter. How in this world is this possible? What did you get answers from the toads? They said that it was utterly impossible. Aside from that, Kami was the one who did this herself. Or Shinigami, or Yami, for all we care about. As Hiruzen then said, we had the same suspicions, Jiraiya. But we needed proof, and we still do not know. No matter how much we deeply search, we are always at zero. It's like something is stopping us to find out about this. It can be dangerous. I mean, when you look at it like that, think about it, Sensei. If something like this was able to fall in the hands of like those of Danzo, or something that is corrupt or power hungry like Orochimaru, well, that is the thing I called you for, and I'm still against it. I do not want him to meet him at all cost. Orochimaru for all the people, Sensei. What the hell is wrong with you? But the council is demanding this. Oh my god, you have told the council already? I couldn't hide this. They have their own peoples that are amongst mine. Who wants to tell them, spy for them? So, what could I do? I cannot identify all of them in a single day, Jiraiya. Shit. Do we have a choice? No, we don't. If you want it to remain a secret, and for Naruto to not figure out what it is going on with him, then we can leave it at that. But Naruto himself is quite intrigued and fascinated with the idea of finding out what is wrong with him and going on here. So that is why I humbly oblige that you search for this, Jiraiya. Okay, Sensei, I guess I will now. Jeez. As after that, we have a time skip. As we see that Hiruzen has sent out a letter to his student through the summons, as in a disclosed location outside of the borders of Konoha in a forest, only Hiruzen himself, alongside with Jiraiya and Naruto in his new body, arrived. So you finally came, Sensei. I thought that this was an ambush, but I have checked everything. I was waiting for you for one day here. It seems that you were eager to meet me, Orochimaru. Obviously, because it was the only option that I have to kill you. But that is why you're not here. Yes, because you have piqued my interest in this subject that is brought to me in the lights. How in the hell are you, brat, able to contain two bodies and shift between them? That is what I like to know. As Orochimaru then said, come with me. As they were now in a lab, as Orochimaru was beginning his search, Hiruzen then asked, so this is where you have been doing all this shady stuff with your victims? What you call shady stuff, Sensei, is I call science and exploration with human anatomy and different DNAs, which are illegal, said Jiraiya. Oh, Jiraiya, always the one licking Sensei's balls. Stop this, Orochimaru. You want me to stop this test? No. Stop getting under our skin and do the job that you are called here for, because it will benefit both of us. Us because we want to know what is going on, and you because you will have new knowledge to gain your utterly impossible dream. That may not be correct, Jiraiya. I will somehow be able to achieve that. That is something along in the way of making. Only when I'm dead that will happen. Who knows? Maybe. Enough, said Hiruzen. You can curse your names when I'm gone. As of now, even if you are deserted, Orochimaru, you still have some hope to recover in my eyes. And that is why I let you live that day. I don't need your pity, Hiruzen Sarutobi. I never needed it. Now let me do my job and remain quiet. As after the tests were done, Orochimaru then said, good, everything is done and okay. It's like any other normal human being with chakra. He has complete mastery of chakra control, like us Sanins, or even above, if I might dare say so. As they were shocked. How so? Kid, look towards my hand signs and copy them. But I can't. I don't know even how to use chakra. Just do as I say. As, after some signs, Orochimaru threw a fireball from his mouth, a huge one. As Naruto did the same, but his fireball was huge. Whoa, how did I do that? As even Hiruzen and Jiraiya were shocked because they knew that Naruto was not taught how to use hand seals in the academy or throughout his whole life. Try to do that again. As Naruto was able to do that again and again and again. How can I do this? It seems that you have photographic memory as well, kid. Congratulations. You are, sir, the perfect specimen. The most perfect shinobi in the history of the shinobi world in itself. Talk about that. As Jiraiya and Hiruzen were quite shocked. And the cherry on top is that, as Orochimaru extended his neck to make Naruto engraved with his seal, from what it seems like, but his teeth were broken, and Naruto was able to dodge as his eyes turned black, and he neck chopped Orochimaru with an instant, as his neck was cleaved off, from which he originated his new body instantly. As you saw, his instincts, they're screaming that they are perfect. I am quite sad that I cannot make you my specimen. Why would you do that, Orochimaru? What was your reason? To show you, to prove to you that he really is a perfect shinobi. He can be used in your ways to deal with the threat that are looming over Konoha, such as I. You're not a threat, Orochimaru. Stop playing that you are a villain. I know that you are something. I am not good, Hiruzen Sarutobi. I can never be after what you have done. It was an accident. Your accident cost me my family. The people I had. Anko is still there. Anko can go to hell for all I care. She stood by your side, not by her family, not by her sensei, not by her uncle. As Orochimaru then said, I'll be leaving now, gentlemen. I have done what you asked for, and I have gotten what I came here for. I'll be leaving now. As Jiraiya then said, you go, sensei. I'll talk to him. As after both of them were gone, as Orochimaru was now ready to leave. Listen, Orochi. I know that we had some blunders in the village with you and all, but please. Sensei really has hit rock bottom after that incident, and he is really apologetic. Labeling my parents as spies because Danzo said so? He was trusting, way too much trusting of his, well, friends, as he called them, or comrades. And this caused his own team to fall apart, because we know that Homura and Koharu's teams were dead, and Danzo never picked out a team, and the three of them were jealous of us. Our success, our sensei's success, and him becoming the Hokage. And they wanted to break us apart, and they did so. Well, congratulations to them. Isn't it right, Jiraiya? They took away my family, and Sensei was the one who ordered the kill. All because they said so. I'm sorry for what happened. Sorry won't bring them back. Wait, Jiraiya said, so that is the... Enough. You would not reveal this to anyone. We can think about this together, Orochimaru, like the old days. The old days will never come because they are the past, Jiraiya, and the past should be remained in the past, and we should focus on the future. Even if I brought them back with Edo Tensei, they'll be just like, what, zombies? I cannot revive them completely. I cannot make them my real parents who will beat me or teach me difference between right and wrong. Everything will be with my will, which will be implemented on them. As after that, Orochimaru left. Goodbye, Jiraiya. Yeah, bye. As Jiraiya left as well, so? As now Jiraiya was back with Hiruzen, nothing. Well, at least we found out about Naruto, I guess. You're right, Sensei. So what are you going to do? I'm gonna place him in Anbu and train his body like this. As maybe this will help him transfer the skills to the main one. We have to figure out that yet. As Naruto was from the next day in the village was beginning to taught by the Anbus of how to deal with different threats as well as different scenarios, and he was excelling at it at blinding speed rate. Within days he was leaps and bounds ahead of many Genins and Chunins, and was now on the rank of Jonin within 1 week, as he was now being sent on missions as well, and many other stuff. As now he has retrieved many of the artifacts as well for them as well, because let's just say that Raijin was an example, because that was stolen from their village by a shinobi, Raiga, and now Naruto has brought that back. And the council was quite surprised by the appeal of this new shinobi that Hiruzen named himself Goku. Goku Namikaze, who was a distant relative of Minato himself. As after that, Goku Namikaze was now popular inside the whole elemental nation, and Naruto's new personality was becoming quite famous as well within the village with the ladies, because of him being ripped as well as other stuff. As many years passed, more like 1 year passed now, as Naruto was now himself 13 years old, and thanks to his body and soul transfer, even though he was able to remember some parts, he was able to remember a lot, and he was able to master over them, and his body was recovered completely as well. So, in a sense, Naruto, when he was sleeping in his main body, was training in the second one, and when he was resting his second body, he was training in the main one, and both of these bodies were exponentially stronger now. As Naruto has passed the Genin exams with ease, much to the surprise of everyone, as Naruto has become quiet about saying that he wants to be Hokage and all, since he was living a double life now with double bodies, and his second life was the awesomest, and he wanted to live like that, but he remembered that he really was Naruto and not Goku, so he had to come here, back to his body, which he was beginning to hate. As after the graduation, Naruto came to Hiruzen in Goku's body. Ah, Goku, you're here. Well, Gigi, I'm finally graduated, or more like Naruto is. As the way Naruto said this, Hiruzen paused. What do you mean, Naruto? I'm Goku in this one. Remember, Gigi? You named me yourself. No, Naruto. Even if Goku is your name in this body, which is an alias for everyone who wants to know your identity, you really are Naruto, deep down there. Never forget that. But Naruto is so boring, Gigi. He's a loser that everyone hates, and Goku is a one person that everyone respects. Goku is something that was created out of necessity. Naruto was born. Remember that. A creation and a person that is born is quite different, Naruto, and have more value. The soul that this body contains is Naruto's. Remember that. Even if Naruto himself wears a new shell, that doesn't make him a different person and makes him question his own reality. You see, Naruto? This is what I was fearful of. You hating your own self so much that you were ready to abandon it and move on with the next one. I'm sorry, Gigi. I never thought about that. Never forget that, my boy. As after that, as Goku was talking with Hiruzen, they heard a rustling, as it was none other than Mizuki who was in Naruto's form. Who was that? Hiruzen said, I don't know, Sensei, but I don't know, Gigi, but whoever that was, he wants me to take the blame. As Naruto himself in Goku's body dashed after him, why do you want Naruto to take the blame? And who even are you? As the said person paused, huh? I'm Naruto, by Ota. As Naruto, or more like Goku, punched the fake Naruto as he puffed into smoke as Mizuki came there, and whose jaws was broken. You? What the hell were you doing trying to blame me? As this was happening, trying right outside of the Hokage office, as Hiruzen arrived there. Naruto, calm down. He was trying to blame me, since Hiruzen. Why the hell would that be? As Hiruzen was quite shocked when Naruto said his name, not him like any method. Is his second personality playing in? The whole ground began to shake and vibrate as Hiruzen looked down at the rocks or pebbles that were there to see them shake. Naruto, calm down. As Naruto was then stopped by Kakashi, who appeared and put a hand on his shoulder. As Naruto began to calm down. I guess I need to rest. As Naruto arrived at his apartment in Goku's form, as he lay down on the bed right next to his older body and woke up. As Naruto in his body now awake sat down in front of his second body. What was that? Why did I felt so rage? As he heard a knock on the door then. He went to open it, as he saw that it was Hiruzen himself, as Naruto brought him in and closed the door. As he was quiet, both of them for some time. I'm sorry, Gigi, I did not know what happened to me. It's alright, my boy. You were angry, of course. He was trying to blame you. I was just so enraged. Why would he try to do that? Blame me for something like that. And the people already doesn't hate me. That doesn't add up too much, huh? As Naruto was on the verge of crying. And that is, my boy, why I was saying that you should not think that you are living two lives. You are still Naruto, and that is your alias, your hidden form that you can use while your real body is recovering. I see. But I promise you this much, Gigi, I will use it less now. That is correct, Naruto. I guess it's time for Goku to retire for a long time. I guess you're right. As after that, Naruto went out with his team. As from the next day, he was placed in a Team 7, and Goku was never to be seen or heard for quite a lot of months, as Naruto has been doing D-rank missions with his team after becoming Team 7 with them, and now was the time for them to go on their first C-rank mission. As Naruto, thanks to being quite quick-witted and headed, since he was already in missions, was able to make situations head and toe, and was able to deal with them accordingly. And as for the other two, they were just there to protect the person that was their client, as well as they were quite surprised with Naruto's way to deal with things, and they just were swayed by him and followed his commands. As after their arrival, they encountered Zabuza Momochi, who they dealt with accordingly, as Kakashi and Naruto both fought him. And after some time, Naruto in the night fought with Inari and went outside. He still was feeling bad that he hurted a kid who has lost his father. He himself never had any family member, but he has his Gigi. He couldn't make a situation where his Gigi just suddenly dies. What would happen to him? He would be scared. He would be afraid. That was for sure. As after that, he encountered Haku and the same scenario happened. And the next day, when Naruto arrived back, he was surprised that he did not wake up in Goku's body, or anything at all. Was it by will that he woke up in that body, or something like that? His body just disappeared altogether. As after that, we see that when he arrived back, he found two thugs who he dealt with, and after that he dashed towards the bridge after finding out from Inari and Tsunade that Tazuna as well as the others were there. And after arriving, he saw Haku and everyone, as Naruto began to deal with them, as Haku and Zabuza were killed by a person who was like a midget that arrived there. As Naruto himself was dealt with a bow to the leg, and his teammates were captured, and all of them were now cornered. Well, well, well. What do we have here? People playing hero in my territory. As Naruto looked towards Kakashi, who was in pain, and everyone else, as he closed his eyes. You want someone at your own level to deal with? You right? Who can? In this region, I am the god, kid. Nothing moves even without my will. Yeah? As Naruto closed his eyes, as he woke up finally in his body. As Naruto with brute force bursted through the roof and flew deep into the air. At blinding speeds, he landed with a kick at Kaido's face that caused his body and face to detach itself, as Naruto skidded across his face until there was nothing left but bloody smear on the ground. As Goku was there, as everyone was shocked. Goku! It's Goku Namikaze! Why is he here? As, one by one, blood splattered everywhere, and the whole goon squad was killed alongside with Kaido, as Goku was covered in their blood as he looked back at them. As Kakashi's eyes were widened, as he saw that Goku had tears in his eyes, as he flew away, and after some time, Naruto's eyes opened, as he gasped, What? It's alright, Naruto. Where am I, Sensei? You're fine. You're away from them. As Naruto began to cry, hugging him. I killed them. I'm a monster. Goku is a monster as well. I promised Gigi that I won't use him. The situation was required, Naruto. You did good. You did good. Thank you for saving all of them. Because of you, they are all saved. If you hadn't called Goku yet, or have arrived as Goku, something terrible must have happened to Sakura. I'm so glad they're safe, but I feel so terrible now. Everything will go away. It'll be alright. I promise you, Naruto. As Naruto finally fell asleep, as Kakashi himself sighed. Okay, now that he's finally resting, I guess I can go and rest as well. After a whole week, the bridge was complete as they all left. And after their arrival back, Naruto and Kakashi were called by Ananbu, as Kakashi dismissed his team as both of them arrived in Hokage's office. Naruto, why did I witnessed Goku flying through his sunroof and going at a direction which looked like the way you were in? As Kakashi debriefed, as Naruto just looked down as he cried, because he has killed a lot of people and he was still feeling guilty about it. As Hiruzen then stood and sighed and hugged Naruto. Everything will be fine, little one. I know what you did was wrong, but it was needed to be done. Sometimes in this world, a little bit of wrong can be beneficial for a lot of people. Never forget that, Naruto. You have saved his next victims from being his victims. A lot of people to be turned like Inari or you. As Naruto closed his eyes and just cried. Let it all out. As after some time Naruto fell asleep, as we finally see Goku, who was being taken by a person who was hunched over, as he was wearing a black cloak with red clouds. As Naruto woke up with a gasp as he punched the said person and sent him through walls. As one by one many people like him arrived there. Oh, so you're finally awake, Goku Namikaze. We were quite shocked when we found you there, and you seemed to be resting, but we did not knew how or when you would wake, so we brought you with us. Who are you? We are the Akatsuki, and our goal is to bring world at peace. And how is that? And why are you telling me this? For why we are telling you this, at first we will tell you that. We want you to be a part of us. And as for why, because this world has done nothing more than to take from us, and give us nothing but pain in return. And we want to do the same at first and then bring peace to the whole elemental nations. As Naruto then gulped, and what is your plan? Seems like you're interested into this. I want to hear what is your plan. I will tell you. Our plan is to capture each and every Jinchuriki from the village and sacrifice them. Why would you sacrifice those who have already been suffered enough? Look at it this way. Their suffering will end and their nightmare will end. And when that happens, we will use the bijus that we extract from them and derive the Ten Tails. And I myself will become the Ten Tails Jinchuriki. Alone Jinchuriki, bringing peace to those who have died and as well as to everyone in the elemental nation. Through the Moon Eye plan. What if this plan doesn't work and has a flaw? It is not. We have gone through this over and over and over again. For the past 25 years we have. And the plan is still perfect. Clear. Crystal clear. So all we ask you is, are you on our side? Or are you against us? What if I say I'm not? We have to kill you because you know way too much. As Naruto then said, so be it. As his eyes turned black. As after that, when he opened his eyes, he found that the whole Akatsuki was on the ground. And some of them were even killed. As Naruto then fly away in Goku's body. Out of there. As nobody knew where he went. As after taking a bath near the river, he heard rustling in the bushes before he was ready to leave, as he was in his own thoughts. Who is there? Oh, I didn't know this place was occupied, said a woman wearing green clothes as well as blonde sandy hair with two ponytails, as there was a diamond marker on her forehead, as her eyes were brown. She was none other than Tsunade Senju. As Naruto was confused. Ah, you're Goku Namikaze from Konoha, as she hiccuped, as from what it seems, Naruto could tell that she was drunk. Are you drunk? And what if I am? Huh, you're quite a handsome, aren't you? As something happened to Tsunade as she began to drag Naruto. As Naruto then said, it's not, well, safe to let her walk, even if she was the strongest Kunoichi. She was not afraid for her sake. She was afraid of what she might do to the other bastards if something tried to push her buttons the wrong way. So, he followed her all the way to her apartment. And he needed a place to stay, as Naruto then said. This is a place, Tsunade-sama. I guess I'll be leaving. Oh, you're not leaving anywhere, cutie. As Naruto was quite shocked at what happened. As after that she slammed her lips onto his, and next thing you know, we have a lemon night time skip. As Goku wasn't able to sleep that night, and he was quite shocked what has happened. Am I virgin still or not? That was the only thought that was going through his mind, because he knew what losing his virginity means at the age of 13. So yeah, since he was considered an adult, and he has made the sexy no jutsu as well. As he decided that he was now no longer any virgin, and he slept with the most strongest Kunoichi in the world. As now, was the main time, because now Tsunade was turning awake, as instead of being angry or smashing him into a pummeling ground, into a bloody smear, she smiled. Last night was amazing. You were great, Goku. I know that this might seem odd, and you think that I'm an old hag. It's fine. As Naruto, or Goku more like, his heart skipped a beat. For God knows what reason, he said, no, I would like to, continue this. If it's so possible and you're okay with that. As Tsunade was shocked, as she smiled and kissed him on the cheek. You know what? Fine. I guess we will. You can find me here or at Tanabata Town, 2 towns ahead. These are the 2 places that I usually stay in. I guess you were on a mission or something? Yeah, I was, and I was taking a bath when we encountered. I guess it was by fate that we did. I had a nice time, Goku. I guess I'll visit you sometimes in your apartment in Konoha. Really? Yes. As they finally kissed and Goku left, as did Tsunade, who was blushing. As Tsunade was shining as well, as she now met with Shizune. Tsunade-sama, did you get some? Shizune! Is this a way to talk to your sensei? Oh, come on. We have been like friends for, what, 10 years? 20 years? You're like an old hag to me now. As she was punched on the head, as there was a huge head bump now. I'm not that old, and I was able to land myself with a man. As she gasped, you finally moved on? I guess it was for the best I did. Huh, I'm happy for you, Tsunade-sama. As after that, we go towards Goku, as he was smiling and happy as well, smiling ear to ear. As the first thing he didn't want to bump into was Jiraiya, obviously, because it was his teammate that he bumped into. Oi, brat, why are you smiling like that? Even if Goku was an adult, he still called him Naruto and brat. Oh, hey, Rosanin. Still with that name? Come on, grow up, will ya? At least in this body. As Naruto had a blank face. Seriously? That was a lame pun. Yeah, I guess it was. So, where did you go? I don't know. You smell like you had sex. Oh shit, I didn't take a bath. And why do I smell Tsunade on you? As then he connected the dots as his eyes went, oh, you dog, you bastard! Wait, you're not mad? No! Obviously I'm pissed, but damn, you were able to land yourself. Of all the women, her? Oh well, I guess I lost now. Damn it, it hurts. Losing to a brat that is younger to you? Does she know? Oh, you bastard. You made her think that she was... Oh my god. As he was now beginning to laugh. This is gold mine. Gold mine, I tell ya. I'm gonna make a lot of bucks out of this. Thanks for telling me a story and plot. A princess whose lover was turned out to be a child. What will this be? Pedophilia or love? Oi, change the title. Don't do that. You want to get me killed or something? Yeah, my main goal is that. Eliminate the competition. You sick bastard. That is what you call me. As he did his weird dance and disappeared. Johnny. Oh man, I'm screwed. As after that, some days passed and the Chunin exams were drawing near. As Naruto was, or more like Goku was, being looked weirdly around by everyone, as some of the women were even blushing. As it turned out that Jiraiya has published a book, as Kakashi showed him. He what? As on the other side in Tanabata Town, Tsunade has also gotten her hand on this. As her eyebrow was twitching. Did I? That Jiraiya, that sick bastard. As after arriving to Konoha, we're more like stomping her way here. Goku Namikaze, where is that bastard? Tsunade-sama, he is there, in the training ground. As Naruto watched that a woman was walking towards her. Goku Namikaze, come here this instant! As Goku arrived there. Hey, Tsunade. As Tsunade slapped him with all her force as Naruto, or Goku, swirled in the air like a fairy as he landed with a lot of dizziness. Oh, as he passed out and woke up in his body. Oh my god, no, I have to sleep. Come on, come on. As he banged his head at the top of the roof and he fell unconscious again on the bed. As he woke up again in Goku, who was being punched. I'm sorry, hun. Sorry, hun, my ass. Why didn't you tell me that you are a 13-year-old brat? So what? So what? People are calling me a pedophile because of this. It's a shinobi world. It's legal here, woman. I'm a shinobi. Oh, I see. And in this body, I may have a soul of a young boy, but I still am an adult. Oh, I see. So how am I in a relationship with again? Naruto or Goku? Both! I love you no matter what. You stupid idiot. As unknown to them, this whole conversation was being recorded by Kakashi to send to Jiraiya, as Jiraiya was writing it down through seals. Gold mine! Next publish will make more money than this. I'm gonna be rich. Rich! And the women that it will bring. Oh yes! As after that, the next publish came. And now we see both Goku and Tsunade beating the shit out of him. Within months, the Chunin exams were at their heads, and Tsunade was now there with her hubby, as she called him. And finally, the Chunin exams happened, and Tsunade was able to meet the real Naruto. She called him a peepsqueak, and Naruto didn't like that, but she was happy that Naruto has revealed her the truth. She would wait for him for, 6 or 5 more years? For both bodies, obviously. And she was already getting perverted thoughts, all thanks to Jiraiya's novels that she have kept close to her heart. That was about her and Naruto's love. And after that, the Chunin exams began, as Naruto was participating with his team, which was not important. And the first part was cleared. The second part was, Orochimaru tried, but he saw Naruto there and stopped. Well. Orochimaru, what are you doing here? I am here for a reason, Naruto. And that reason may be that I want that Uchiha. But what about your research? You had mine. I did, but it did not help me that much. Because I have no test subject. What about your clones? I learned a jutsu and a technique that might help you. I'm intrigued, kid. What might that be? You know there are different types of clones like shadow clones, and there are also blood clones. As Orochimaru's eyes went, blood clones. If this works, I will leave Konoha alone. You have my words. Within a month I will tell you, kid, and you are to speak to no one about this, got it? Yes, I promise. As after that, he said, oh, by the way, congratulations for getting together with Tsunade. Yeah, thanks. Wait, what? You know? The whole elemental nations know, kid. The woman that my stupid teammate was talking about was none other than Tsunade, and the kid obviously had to be you. I guess most people don't know about that, but yep, I know, since I was the one who knew about this whole scenario. That idiot. And Naruto, one more thing. The remaining Akatsuki members, such as Madara himself, as well as Zetsu, they're not happy that how their rest of the team was killed by you, or Goku. As he stopped, you know their plan? Yes, and you did nothing? To be honest, I think it is foolish of them to think that this will work, because I know it wouldn't. See, even you agree with me. I do, but they won't. They're blinded by their words and plan. Thanks anyways. No, kid, thank you. Because of you I have no longer need of doing what I was doing here. As he pulled all of his cannons back, and the Konoha attack never happened. As his job was done, and Naruto heard from him after a month, when the final part was about to begin, that it was real and his plan was worked. And so, Orochimaru pulled off the attack, and called off with Suna, and Suna also didn't want to attack Konoha now, since they were alone. And they found out that their Kazekage was dead, and Orochimaru was the one who killed him. So now comes to the next conclusion. The two remaining Akatsuki members that Orochimaru has mentioned were now after Goku, as they have found him again, and Tsunade. And they dared to kidnap the pregnant Tsunade as well, because after some time of lavish nights, they just, kicked the bucket. As Naruto or both Goku were enraged, as something happened, as Naruto made a shadow clone of his soul that was now in his main body, as his real self was Goku, as both of them dashed and arrived there, and literally beat the shit out of both of them, and killed them. As for the rest of the elemental nations, since they were afraid, nothing could go wrong. Right? Well, things did go wrong. They decided that it was fine to attack Konoha, who was getting more powerful shinobis out of its system, like Goku and Minato. So, Kumo, as well as Iwa, combined their forces together with Suna, who hasn't learned any lessons since Kyuubi attack didn't happen. Konoha Crush didn't happen. Banded together to attack Konoha and destroy it, like Kumo, Kiri, and Iwa did with Uzumaki's. But to their horror, Naruto, who was now a perfect Jinchuriki, Tsunade, who was his wife, as well as Goku, who was also a husband, attacked and literally decimated them to the ground, with Jiraiya, Hiruzen being there as well, and many of the shinobis. And the 3 villages was no more now, reduced to the minor villages now, civilians one. And as for Kiri, they made alliance with Konoha, as Takigakure was now also a third elemental nation, as it also made an alliance, as so was Snow Country, who was recognized as one of the strongest nations as well, and finally the Iron Country. These 5 nations were at peace, and were recognized by each other, and the populace of Konoha, well, Naruto never really liked them, and never bothered with what they thought. That is until the day they found out who he truly was, since Hiruzen placed him as the next Kage candidate. And once they knew, they were shocked, and they wanted something from him, but Naruto showed them the middle finger and said that he didn't want to be the Kage of these despicable people. He doesn't need anything from them, doesn't need to prove anything to them. He is also a person of his own mind and state. And as for the Uchihas, well, Danzo, let's just say, wasn't there, since he tried to pull off that attack, but Goku stopped it. And Itachi helped, with the help of Goku, were able to stop the Uchihas to make the mistake, and blamed all of the blame on Danzo, who was killed in return. And the rest is history. There was peace. Boom. And Kamiyami and Shinigami were happy as well with this. And so was Tsunade, who had 2 men for herself. Get it? Get it? Aside from that, enough of my perverted jokes. I hope you liked this story, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, as this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace!